Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Hello guys, welcome once again to another review. Sorry, were you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you
Was I
now.
talking?
I can
Oh
hear
boy, you
you
ain't heard
now.
anything from me before.
No, other than your introduction.
Only my
Just your
okay, it was
introduction.
only my introduction that you heard.
Pardon me?
So it was only the introduction you heard.
Uh when you said welcome once again, where you're welcoming everybody to comment and push the subscribe button, and that was it. Then you went blank.
Yeah. Uh, anyway, guys, sorry for that. Welcome once again, guys, to another review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Today we're going to be talking about the episode 6 in season 9. Before we go ahead and talk about this episode, how would you rate the overall episode?
Ooh, I would say this one gave me like about a 5.5 to a 6. Because it's
Mm,
getting interesting.
5.5.
Yeah, I just feel like, all the past is starting to rush in all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? All these emotions everybody has been tucking under their hat, it's starting to come out. You know? I'm just wondering how far it's going to actually go, I mean, I would rather see everybody getting along and, prospering, but it just seems like they just got a bunch of secrets, man, that they've been holding on for years.
Mm,
So I'm vested.
well, okay. Um, for me, I would give the episode a 4
Why so?
because I felt like most of the storyline were repetitive. Um, if you have been a very good viewer of this show from season 1, you will see that most of the storyline is something that we've already seen it play out before. Um,
Yeah, but I don't think we've
now,
been this close, though, because, I mean, Martell has said stuff, but not to this extent. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
So we're learning more of the past characters of everybody who's in this reality TV show. So we're learning more things, is what I'm saying. Instead of everybody being hush hush, they say it and then they, throw the rock and hold and hide their hands.
Hmm. Okay.
So yeah, it is
If you
repetitious what we've been seeing and hearing, but now they're just taking a couple of steps further.
Okay, yes, we haven't seen the arguments. Okay, let's just go ahead and talk about the whole thing. Now, we have a continuation of last week's episode where we see this guy fight off the Martell and Marsau have a continuation of their fight. Now, I have something and I have a bone to pick with on TV and Carlos or whosoever. I feel like they were they did us, they like, I felt like it was more of a gaslighting of situation, because when we check out the trailer for in last week's episode, for this week's episode, right? They
Right.
were, it was looking as if there was like going to be like an exchange. We saw in the trailer, we saw a moment where Martell and Marsau were each other, and it's as if they wanted to, exchange blows. If I weigh the trailer for next week on Love and Marriage from last week's episode and what actually played out in this week's episode, I felt like there was a very big contrast. It was giving, as in, like, I was anticipating, like, I wanted to see them square at each other. I wanted to see that thing I saw in the trailer. But watching the episode, I was literally looking for that moment where I would see that, but I couldn't. So I felt like I was gaslighted from the trailer in last week's episode, them saying, oh, we're going to show you this. A lot of us were anticipating, me included. And for me to go into the episode this week to see that that was not what was included, it just gave us bits and pieces. Not even, I don't know whether you get what I mean. If you remember the trailer for the when they put next week on Love and Marriage Huntsville in last week's episode, if you weigh the trailer and what happened in this today's episode, did you feel like the Martell and Marsau argument, there was like the hope they gave us was what they actually showed to us?
Well, I was hoping that they didn't have to come to that they would use their words as men, you know what I'm saying? But I think I understand what you're talking about. You're talking about when uh, Maurice jumped in front of Martell like he was holding him back. Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought from that preview that it was going to be taken a step further. But, you know, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Martell is the type of guy who would get into a fist fight. I mean, not unless he was like he had no choice, but to actually go out and start it, he doesn't seem like that type of guy. You know, I could be wrong, but you know, it just seemed like he don't want no smoke like that. You know?
No, see, the thing is, I'm not expecting that the both of them to fight. In
Right.
short, it would be sad to watch the both of them fight, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you say it's a reality TV show, and that's reality. And sometimes people tend to act out when it comes to reality. I don't know how I will react if I'm put in that situation, whether from Mattel's point of view or myself.
Marcel. Okay, I can't hear you anymore. Yuzo, you're gone. I can't hear you. Okay, well, let me just talk on it then. Yeah, you know, I figured their friendship is a little bit deeper than that. Right now, I just kind of feel like Martell's a little butthurt, you know, for like, look, I think it's kind of small, but to him is big because right now he might feel like he has a substantial loss. I mean, look within 6 years how much he has lost. You know, he has lost a wife. He has lost uh, the aspects of being a family man, you know, in a committed marriage. Um, I'm pretty sure he was, you know, in good standing in Huntsville as far as, you know, him being the dude, the mover, the shaker. You know what I'm saying? That guy, you know. Um, he's lost a home, you know, he's lost businesses, during the divorce. Um, he's lost uh, respect from his wife, who's now his ex-wife, and she still doesn't have any type of respect for him because the way he dragged her. I just see Martell as a guy who has lost basically, like I said, everything in 6 months, and that now you're here with your guy friends, you know, and you're kind of butthurt because they didn't support you the way that you felt that they should have supported you because you've never been through this before, you know. It's just kind of crazy, you know. It's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. My network tripped off.
It's okay. I just kept
So
talking.
yeah. So before I left, I think what I was saying was don't they made the fight look as if it didn't go that far. But the
Right.
trailer made us understand that the fight went far.
Hmm.
The fight went far. It became a toxic situation. It became a toxic thing between Marsau and Martell. But
Hmm.
watching the episode, it felt like, when guys fight, they expect that, okay, bros, their fight they don't get serious after all. They're not like, you're a guy, let's forget about it. They made it look as if that was what really happened. And I'm like, why are you showing us something in the trailer? Then bait people, it's like you are baiting people to watch the show. I know that there are a lot of people that watch the trailer for next week on Law and Marriage in last week's episode, that's the only reason why they came back and watched this episode,
Right.
because they wanted to see what they saw in the trailer. They wanted to see how far they pushed each other between um Mattel and Masao. But disappointingly, going to the episode, I'm like, What is this?" I'm pretty sure that a lot of people had that kind of mindset with me. I'm not the only person. A lot of people, yeah, just because I love the show and I watch the show and I'm reviewing the show, so I just have to still watch it. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that came watching from when they saw it, and they were like, what is this disappointment? I felt like they were clickbaiting us to watch it so as to increase ratings.
Right. I'm pretty sure, I mean, Carlos, I mean, you got to hand it to him. He's a genius. He be putting you on those cliffhangers, and he makes you want to come back just to see if it's going to play out how he left it and set it in your lap. Now, what you do with it from there, as your speculations, yeah, you come back to see if you're right, or is it going to be twisted up a different way? And always there's a twist. It's never straight shot. It's always going to be a twist with Carlos. You know,
Mm.
that's what keeps us coming back. you know.
Mhm.
So, but what did you
But
feel about Marsau? I mean, Maurice kind of jumping up in front of Martell. Did you feel? Because I kind of felt like he's trying to stop him from talking too much. Because Martell was kind of going in. And I was like, okay, look at Maurice. He's stopping them like, okay, don't say too much, don't go there, don't take it there, let me step in front of you to kind of quiet you down. That's how I felt. What did you feel?
what I feel is that I how will I put it? I kind of commend him for even trying to step forward. You know why? I'm not a fan of any of those guys on the show,
Right.
but where I kind of went off on Mateo was when he started coming for Latisha. If you want to say trash about Masao, you're free, right?
Right.
Go ahead and say whatever you want to say about Masao. I don't care. He's a cheater. Go ahead. Nobody cares.
Right.
But he then started going hard on Letitia. Like it seems like Letitia was now catching stray bullets.
Right.
And everybody there sat down
Yeah.
and was looking. Nobody's in there at one moment felt like, you know what? This isn't right. Like, I understand you have a beef with Marsau and you guys want to hurt yourself, you know, you want to throw things at each other to hurt yourself. But why is Letitia being collecting those stray bullets? Because the things he said about Letitia, I might not be a fan of Letitia, but the things he said about Letitia were horrible.
Yeah, it I didn't
They
like what
were
he said about
horrible.
her. It,
And I saw somebody like Nell who claims she's a friend of Martell, and like the wisest person, a mentor. You sat down there, you know, and I saw Kimmy sat down there. Destiny that started the whole thing decided to run away.
yeah.
I was like, I'm going home. So the thing is, yes, I know that. Yes, Maurice trying to stop Martell. Yes, might be for his own benefit, so that Martell will not, voice out or vomit out a lot of things that they don't want for it to be vomited. But I'm not gonna lie, Martell went too far with the situation. I was standing with him when he was going at Massa. I was like, yes, man to man, call each other cheaters, air each other's dirty laundry. But when he started going for Natisha, even trying to say no, Martell did wrong. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really like how he just aired her out like that. Like I said, Huntsville has to be a small place, where they just congregate in one vicious circle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows everybody. Somebody new that comes to town, they'll know that you're new. you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I I just think, and then it's kind of wrong because everybody has a past. You know, some of us have passes that we're not happy about, you know,
Yeah.
and then some of us have clean passes. Me, I'm an open book. Ain't nobody gonna speak louder about my downfalls and my blemishes more than me. You know what I'm saying? You don't know more than I know, and I'm willing to say it and tell it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not gonna back me up in the corner over my life. My choices were my choices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you weren't living in my circumstances, so I'm not trying to
Mm-hmm.
hear it, you know. So I just thought that was kind of low. I guess Marceau struck a nerve when he said Martell didn't teach him nothing besides trying how not to lose your wife for a side chick. That
Yeah. And
struck a
that's a
nerve.
great lesson.
Yeah, that struck a nerve. You could tell that struck a nerve. Because he
I
just,
know that it hit him so hard because there's nothing worse than you and somebody are committing the same offense, but you are the one getting caught, you know, and the other person is walking freely. It's painful.
well,
And I noticed that immediately Marcel said, you know what, the only thing I learned from Marcel is how not to leave my wife for my side chick. Man, I knew that yes, that flame was lit.
oh yeah, that was a low blow. So
And that's the thing. The both of them were prepared to go to hell on each other. Like Marcel was prepared to go to hell on Marcel. Marcel was prepared to go to hell on Martel.
yeah, but
That see, if they had gone at each other like that, I would have said yes, go on, continue. expose yourself, carry on. I would have even clapped on them.
Yeah,
But
but
the
then
moment he started talking about Tricia, mm-mm. The moment he started talking about Tricia, I was like, no.
wait a minute. They talked about Trisha. Did I miss something? What did I
Yeah.
miss?
Oh no, you have to go back and watch the episode. He called Tricia names. Not Tricia like Tricia, Marsau's wife. Called her names.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Okay, I thought you was talking about
Oh, Trish. No, no, no. I wasn't talking about Trish. No,
uh,
I was talking about
uh
Letitia.
Letitia. Okay, yeah, I heard him say all that. But I also heard Marceau say something about you came to me and said, "What's wrong?" Mel doesn't something about fellatio. I remember hearing that out of Marceau's mouth.
Mel?
Yeah, that Martell was complaining to him about it. So he brought that up,
No, I
you
can't
know.
remember that.
Yeah, he brought that up, so it, it's I think between that and the side chick joke, that's what made Martell just kind of like lose his shit. And that's when it seemed like he went in on Letitia. Because Letitia's like, well, you said 6, 7 years ago you had the receipts and you didn't come out with the receipts, and you know, instead of just let them two handle what they gonna handle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of bought herself into it, where he felt like it was two against one, you know. So I think that's what just made him just dig deep and start letting
Oh,
everybody know about her past. But that's her past, whatever. So I don't care. Like I said, everybody has one, you know.
yeah. But do you feel like Mattel is losing it? Like, every other person, even if their marriages might not be great, but they're still with their partner, do you think he's losing it?
I already told you he was unhinged a long time ago. The brother is unhinged. I'm telling you, he has lost so much. If you look back at the past 6 years, where he was when he started in this show, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he had the house, he had the career, he had the reputation of being the mover and shaker in town. He had businesses, he had a beautiful wife, he had kids, he had cars, he had the big bank account. Then all of a sudden, boom, everything started getting snatched. You see what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden he becomes the villain, and then he's getting all these lawsuits. You
Yeah.
then he loses weight, you know, then he's renting and then being put out of rentals, and come on, this
Yeah.
man it,
And I and I
that's a
think
lot.
another thing that made him lose it was when he tried to explain himself about the revenge piece stuff. And Marcel said, even still, I don't believe you.
Yeah,
I think that pissed him off more because he has always had this thing where the group tend to lean towards him than Melody.
right.
Right. So now he thought that okay, this is gonna be one of those times where the group leans towards him than Melody, and they call out Melody as the, too much kind of person. But now him hearing it from Masao saying, you know what? Yeah, you said your piece, but I'm gonna stand by the fact that I believe what your ex-wife is saying. So I think that is like, okay, it seems like that kind of time that like realization falls on you, like, oh wow, it seems like I'm losing my ground in this group. It seems like this group is beginning to doubt me.
Right.
So they are beginning to poke holes into what I say, because then I can just come and be like, you know what? Oh, what melody is the melody is just shitty. Melody is just problematic. This is what exactly happened. Blah 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 XYZ, and everybody be like, oh wow, XYZ. Whoa, oh, Melody is a bad person. You see them coming out talking about, oh wow, Melody is a bad person. She's just overzealous. But now that's a change.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's telling out the story, and they're like, brother, I don't believe you on the.
Okay, your voice just went out. We can't hear you anymore. Well, I guess I'll talk. But yeah, all in all, it was just a mess. It was a mess. I hate to see two friends get to the point where they don't like really necessarily like being around each other. I think what Marcel was basically looking for was um uh a olive branch type of thing. Uh hey, I'm gonna leave leave that up for reservation instead of making an opinion on it. I guess he just didn't want nobody's opinion on it. I mean, it's come on, like who does that to an ex? Especially when they got your kids. Especially if something was made in private. Dang. Are we that little now that we got to do shit like that to each other? Where's the love? Damn. Ooh, I swear. Especially when you weren't the one who messed up the marriage. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Relationships are crazy. You never know what people are gonna do. You know, and it really should be so simple. If it's something lacking in a relationship, talk to the other person. They're in it with you. And if things don't change, then let it be known, hey, this is not working. And I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So you go do X, Y, and Z. And then we ain't going to be together no more. Let's end this. you know, I think it's better. I hate to say it like this, to use the last pieces of toilet paper on the roll before you open a new one. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to have a bunch of little rolls that just got a few little wrap around your hands to use, you know? So I'm a firm believer in ending something that's not working before I start something else, than living a lie and trying to tell lies on different things. You know what I'm saying? Just to cover it, because there's too
Yeah.
many lies you got to remember. You know, I mean, like Trish, shit. you know,
Oh, Trish. Oh my
yeah,
God, I was
it's just,
embarrassed for her.
oh my god, a girl, embarrassed
I
isn't the
was give. I
word.
was like, this is a first-hand embarrassment on you, baby girl.
Look, if she didn't know she was being coming there just to be interviewed by Mel, then she must don't know Mel, because Mel is gonna get to the bottom of it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Mm-hmm.
especially as abruptly as she left, you know. But before that conversation was another conversation that Mel had with Letitia.
The fact, I felt disappointed at and Trish, because how would you allow yourself to be embarrassed like that? And do you know what? It proved so much that when you lie so much that you don't even know you're lying and you can't remember the lie you lied. That was the situation.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she had not met Ken when she was going to meet Martell. And before you said you were already chatting with Ken, right? So this one, you are now coming on the episode and like, you haven't met Ken then. I was like, baby girl, your story is not storying,
Hmm.
you know?
Mhm.
Your story is not storying. You're fucking up, baby. Like I felt first hand embarrassment. Melody was giving her opportunity. Baby girl, just say the truth. It's not like I'm gonna beat you. I'm no longer dating this man. I'm not married to this man anymore. I just want you to prove everybody wrong. Say the truth. Let it shame every other person. And you lie through your nose. Like you could see even the way she was answering, it was a lie. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this lady? And I know a lot of people were like, oh, why was Melody prowling? Why was Melody asking those questions that she has, her and Martell were no longer together? Why was she asking? I'm like, this is why it's called a reality TV show. Were you guys expecting Melody not to ask the question before?
Yeah,
Would
you
it have
try.
even made sense that the whole season goes by and Tricia and Melody don't have that conversation about what really happened between her and Martell? What people are really expecting for it to go by like that. The fact that Melody asked her that question doesn't mean that she wants to go back to Martell, or she's in love with Martell, or it doesn't make that true. She asked because this is a reality TV show, and sometimes it has to be messy. And she knew that this lady was lying through her teeth. Yeah, good storyline. I did enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie.
So you
I
like seeing
didn't. I
Trish
did enjoy
squirm, huh?
watching her. You said?
I said you like seeing Trish squirm, huh?
I don't like anybody. I don't like seeing anybody like that. But I did enjoy it. It was good story.
Yeah, I mean, inquiring minds want to know. You know what I'm saying? And if it would have been my marriage, and I'm out of my marriage, you know, I would want to know if I ran across somebody who was in their life at that time, you know, because I would want to know, dang, was I tripping then, or was I actually like seeing red flags everywhere? You know what I'm saying? So a timeline, yeah, would be important to me, you know, if I cared to know, you know. But in this life, no, I'm gone. I could care less. I am living my best life. So yeah. But yeah, like you said, she's the star of the show. Of course she's gonna get to the bottom of it, you know. I would too, if I was a star of a show, you know. But yeah, I thought that was crazy, you know. And even the conversation that Mel had with Letitia, that was kind of crazy. It was funny when I seen Letitia pack up her little food and it was like, I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. I'm about to leave, you know. And I thought that was cute. Nell, Mel saying, "Oh, she didn't pay. Y'all better get her. She running out with y'all food." I thought that was real cute. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Tisha, Tisha, yeah, that's her name, Tisha. I think she is just, she just won't come out and just tell the damn truth. If you let Martell smash, you let him smash. It's okay. You know, I mean, not unless you did it at the time when you and Ken was seeing each other, then that could be a problem. You know, understandable. But the way she keep like switching her stories is like freaking crazy. Like, stop. You're confusing me. I'm about to get a pencil and paper and rewind everything and write everything down. Like, I'm a prosecuting attorney. Shit. Yeah, it's just, it's too much with her. It really is. And I think back when she first came on the show, and Stormy introduced them, and Martell was like, "Oh, hey, hi, how you doing?" And she was like, "Oh, hi." And then come to find out, he says, "Oh yeah, I do know her. She just looks different." That was crazy. But yeah, Tisha
Yeah.
is definitely hiding something. And like I said, when you were offline, I said, if she smashed Martell, then she smashed Martell. Nobody cares,
Yeah.
not unless it was the
Nobody
time.
cares. I
Yeah,
don't care. Melody doesn't care.
yeah, but I'm saying not unless it was the time she was with Ken, and then that does matter.
Oh,
So is that
yeah.
what she's trying
Yeah.
to
I think,
hide?
yeah.
Is that what she's trying to hide? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think outside of
Mm,
the box here.
the box, yeah.
Because why is she doing all this heeing and humming and lying and stuff? Either I didn't go to his house. Oh yeah, I did go to his house. Only went once. No, it was a couple of times. We were supposed to work out, but I was in hoochie mama clothes. like what the huh? Like get you
We're
are
not
just
the
blown.
mama's
Yeah,
clothes.
like I said, I'm a mess around and rewind everything from the time she stepped up in Huntsville on this show. I'm gonna rewind everything and start writing stuff down that she say. You know what I'm saying? Dates and everything.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because she has a lot of inconsistencies with her
yeah.
conversation
Lord.
about her and Martell. So you're lying to hide what?
Even with her so-called friends.
Yeah, but we're all grown. So what are you hiding? You ain't got to lie. You grown.
Nobody's gonna beat you.
Yeah, exactly. No, somebody might leave you, but that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
He said somebody might leave you.
But that's not the end of the world.
Um,
You push on.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? You be resilient, but I don't know. It's something, like I said, it's still something up with it. I haven't put my finger on it, and maybe that's it. She was with Ken at the time her and Martell smashed. I
now
don't know.
I want to
We'll
ask
see.
you. I want to also ask you,
Uh,
what's your take on the wedding band stuff? Marsau saying that wedding band for him doesn't mean anything.
what he said
Do
it,
you
it
think
meant.
he was trying to gaslight Letitia?
Of course, the whole conversation was gaslighting. He is like the king of gaslighting, you know, and she's the queen of whatever my man say, which is cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just never been that type of person because I'm not saying I'm an individual thinker, but I am an individual thinker. I overthink. That's my problem. I overthink all these different scenarios. So if something jump off, I'm gonna know how to react to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to overreact. I don't want to underreact. I've already thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And so I could kind of predict a whole lot of stuff before it actually happens, just looking at patterns, you know. But back on, did I think he really meant it? I think he doesn't want to wear that ring. Okay, for one, I think construction has a lot to do with it. When men do construction, it's easy for them to get hurt or lose a finger if they're wearing wedding bands.
Yeah.
That I know, so maybe that has something to do with it. Or, when he's in black, he don't want a wedding band on his finger. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody in town knows who he is and knows that he's married, but you still got these heifers out here willing to take their chance. Everybody want to be a side chick. Everybody want
Yeah.
to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. Everybody want to have your baby because they want to be all up in your pockets for the next 18 years. It's like it's the thing to do instead of go to college or learn a trade or, open your own business. I mean, it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're on TV. It's all kind of, I'm pretty sure all kind of women and dudes in your DMs. And it's like, you get your choice, because I'm pretty sure they're sending nudes and all kind of crazy stuff, phone numbers, email addresses, you know, crazy. But yeah, I think that, when he's at his bar, black, that, he doesn't want to have a wedding ring on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because to him, maybe not having that ring showing, he feels like the business goes a lot smoother, a lot faster. It's more, because look, there's one thing about bars and clubs. The more women you got in there, the more men you're going to have in there. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And
Yeah.
men purchase more drinks than women do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if it looks like, hey, it's a single environment, it's going to bring in more people. If it looks like it's a marriage environment, you're not going to bring in that many people because married couples really don't go out together and party like that. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
just don't. They just don't, you know.
Yeah.
So the more single a bar looks, the more money it's going to make, especially if you got a lot of single women in there, which makes sense. Me, if it was my business, I probably wouldn't wear no wedding ring or wedding band either. You know, I probably wouldn't because I'm after that bag. As long as I got to understand with my person that, hey, this is the reason why I'm not wearing it. You don't have to mistrust me, but let's get this
Mm-hmm.
bag real quick, you know.
Mm.
But like I said, the construction thing, I understand that because you can lose a finger.
Yeah.
That really
Um.
get caught up in something and whew.
Yeah, I don't understand the fact that he's in construction and whatnot, but it is what he said that really offed me was when he said the ban is like a sign of obedience. And like, okay, don't you want to show a sign of obedience to your wife? Is it only your wife that has to show that sign? I know with his kind of job, with his kind of work, it's dangerous for him to always have a wedding band. But I've seen people that have jobs that wedding band are not allowed. And when they go to work, they go from home to the work with their band on. They get to work, their band is off. They're through with their jobs. Then when they're going home, the band is back on. The band is back on. It doesn't stop them from being or fulfilling the fact of anything. I just felt like he was gaslighting Letitia. I'm happy that at least she was able to force him to get the band. Hopefully, this time he listens and wears. Yeah, and wears it. Another thing I liked in this episode was Letitia and Melody's conversation. It was, you know, this is why she said, me and Letitia, we are at good terms. We don't go jabbing at each other. It was showing maturity. And looking at Latisha and Melody all through the years, that conversation and what Melody was asking in that conversation, if we look at Melody and Latisha years back, it would have turned to a big, huge fight between the both of them. So the way I saw the two of them navigated it, kudos to Melody and Latisha. I think they've come a good long way to try to be cordial with each other and respect each other. And I think that's what I want for every other person in the group. You might not be friends.
Right.
Just like what Marsau said when they asked him if him and Martell are done as friends, he said yes. There's no going back from what Martell said. But
Right.
he knows that at the end of the day, he has to stay close to somebody or be close to somebody that he might not like. And especially as a black man in America. That was his own, that's what he said. And it was okay. I want every of those ladies to get to a place where, okay, we can be cordial with each other, we can respect each other. Even if we want to call out each other, let's not go in the manner of going down the barrel so as to prove a point. We can call out each other and still be cordial after it. I want them to all get to that level between them.
It would
I
be
do.
nice. It would be nice for a
Yeah.
little bit more unity, and agree to disagree that, hey, we may not like each other, but we can
Mm,
coexist around each other.
mm. Now, let's talk about lastly, let's talk about Martell and Destiny's chat. Destiny and Martell had a conversation, and I said something when during that conversation. I said Destiny is shifting the goalpost because he kind of insinuated in that conversation that Natisha is teaching Marsau how to respectfully cheat, and she was like, "Oh, so Melody and Latisha are teaching people how to respectfully cheat." My first question was that why must Melody's name be mentioned? We're not talking about Melody. Melody was not in the events that happened. Why are you talking about Melody? But that aside, now another thing is the fact that now that Martell is accusing Latisha, who is your friend, you're not like, oh, I don't believe that can happen. So you cannot believe that Latisha can teach her husband how to responsibly cheat, but you can believe that Melody can teach how to respectfully cheat. But now that is Latisha being accused by Martell, you're like, oh, I don't believe that. And I'm like, girl, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you always believe everything that Martell says. And at the end of the day, he still said that, yes, since it's coming from me, believe it's true. It shows that they, like, when I watched that conversation between Melody and with Martell and Destiny, rather, I said, you know what, this friendship is a problematic friendship. It's like a friendship that they cannot tell each other the truth. Yeah. Because what was the meaning of the statement that, oh, if it's me that says it, believe it's true? Like, I don't understand. But what did you have to say about the whole conversation between Destiny and Martell?
Either Martell got some receipts, and they're substantial receipts, or either he is just like spinning a web here, because he swear what he is saying is the truth, you know, about everything, and so far his record has been zero, you know. I, Destiny to me, jeez, just when you think she can't do nothing else stupid, and she starts this big old argument so she can be in the middle of a storyline, at the little picnic thing they had, little friends thing or whatever that was, field trip thing. Um, her questioning, and like Martell said, you directed both questions at me. Why? Oh, because I felt like you guys needed to smooth out some stuff. Hey, let them do that. You know what I'm saying? She could have went around the room the other direction and started with the Scott brothers. You know what I'm saying? And then came to Martell. But both questions, she went straight to Martell. You know, so Yeah, Destiny is definitely messy. And I say that to say that her bringing up Mel's name in that respectfully cheating, it's like I thought you guys was trying to start fresh, but here you go. You know what I'm saying? Because you're sitting under
Yeah.
Martell. So it's like, are you trying to be my friend, or are you trying to be buddy buddy with Martell because you feel like he needs a buddy right now?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you trying to be the other side chick? Like, what are you doing? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So she's just messy, man. Ooh, she is just messy, totally messy. So I just thought the whole conversation was just retarded. He's swearing he's telling the truth, and then she's trying to throw Mel under the bus along with, but I feel like you shouldn't have said this about Tisha. And, you know, why didn't you say
Yeah.
that then? Why didn't you say that then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other
Mm-hmm.
than one of you guys are going to have to go, or either you both go. No, you should have said that then. Like, hey, wait, hold up, Martell. Hold up. This is between the men. Don't bring the women in it. She should have said that right then and there. And maybe it would have slowed everything down or stopped it. But she didn't, because she wanted to be friends with Melody.
Can't hear you anymore. Shop writing. Shop writing. Leave it for my girl. Leave it for my girl. Are you there? Anyways, I wasn't surprised when she mentioned Melody, but what surprised me was when Latisha's name was mentioned. Latisha is also accused of respectfully cheating. It's like, oh, I don't believe that. Okay, you don't believe Latisha's own, but you believe Melody's own. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's not an understand no, a possible situation. But I guess
I'm
I
sorry,
guess that's the
my
yeah, no
phone.
problem. I guess that's the relationship that um her and Martell have.
Hmm.
I guess that's the story. What is your anticipation for next week's episode?
Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to think about what next week's episode was about. Oh.
It was about. I think I'm confused because they played some things and I wasn't understanding. They kind of played a part where Kimmy and Melody were talking to each other about the fact that Melody is talking about the fact that
Oh, the lipstick.
the lipstick stuff. I was confused. Is that going to be in next week trailer? Because I think it was really confusing at one time. And we also in the trailer we see Melody, Letitia, and Marsau have go out. And I think it seems like after the fight, maybe Martell sent a text message to Melody or something like that,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, Martell sent me a message. Were you guys talking about me?" I'm wondering what Martell could have said to Melody that made her decide to call Letitia and Masao out together.
Hmm.
That was my own thought. What the heck? What kind of text message? What's the content of the message that made Melody decide? You know what? I'm gonna invite both Letitia and her husband together.
Yeah, it must have been a loaded text, huh?
It must be. Well, before
Mhm.
we go ahead and and this thing, so few minutes, like let's say 1 minute. What is your take on this Melody and Kimmy stuff? The red lipstick stuff.
Kimmy's trying to bring her to the round table and ask her, why, and interview her, and why did you say that? What makes you think that? And is he cheating? Like Martell said when they were at the park, Melody knows everything. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you heard that part.
Yeah,
So
I heard that.
Melody knows, but she's not one to say. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not trying to ruin everybody else's marriage. Because if that happens, there will be no marriage love in Huntsville. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it wouldn't be that. It'd be like divorcees and divorcees in Huntsville. You know, I mean, everybody's crashing out right now. So yeah, I I think that Kimmy's trying to jam her up, and Melody's gonna shut her down in that Melody fashion.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's hope and wait till next week, see whether they would expand as they'll show us the full conversation between Kimmy and Melody. And I'm anticipating next week's episode because I want to find out if maybe Melody will show us the content of the message that Martell sent that made her want to have a chat with Marsau and Tisha at the same time. Well,
Yeah.
guys, thank you very much. You want to say something?
No, I just want to see if Marcel is gonna lie his way out of it and say he didn't say nothing about her. I just want to see.
Yeah.
Like, does he stand on business?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us today on another recap review of Love of Marriage Huntsville. We'll catch you guys same time next week on another episode. Don't forget to click the subscription button down below, guys. Subscribe, like on this video, guys, and comment your thoughts and opinion about what we said. Whether you agree with us, whether you don't agree with us, put it on the comment section. What's your thought and opinion about what was said, or on our opinions on what happened on this episode. We'll see you guys on another video. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.